Hey guys, Nathan Graybeal here. Today I'm going to share with you 5 triad pair patterns that you've never heard before. You're probably thinking, oh wow, that's quite bold. How can you be so sure I haven't heard these before? Well, I'll tell you why. Chad Lefkowitz-Brown and I recently launched a virtual music studio through Discord. It's called the Shed Club, where we give a video lesson on one exercise or concept every Monday, discussing multiple ways to integrate them into improvisation and providing supplementary PDFs. Then everyone in the community all practice the material together, sharing videos of their progress while giving each other feedback and asking questions along the way. Because we have players of all levels in the Shed Club, several of the members submitted videos of completely original exercises that they created themselves for last week's topic, major triad pairs, a whole step apart. So for this video, I'm featuring 5 of our favorite patterns that came from this community. Let's go and observe them together. The first one we'll look at is by Christian, a great bass player from Moldova. Upon taking a look, first we can see that Christian is arpeggiating the triad pairs up and down. But at the start of each measure, he targets the first note of the upwards triad with a chromatic enclosure. Then, when a pattern descends, he changes a few things. Now, both of the triads are arpeggiating down, and instead of the chromatic enclosure being at the beginning of each measure, now it is placed at the end of each measure, setting us up for beat 1. This combination of chromatic enclosures and diatonic triad pairs gives us a cool mix of colors. This is just one of 5 total videos Christian submitted this week. He is a creative machine. Thanks Christian for all your cool patterns. After I saw this, it inspired me to create one of my own and submit it. Here it is. So what's going on here is I start off with an F major open triad. An open triad is just a triad with the middle note shifted up an octave and moved to the end. Before this top note, I put a chromatic approach tone. Then I voice lead upwards to the nearest note of the other triad, in this case my G major, and then I descend down the inversion. So this is all that's going on when the pattern is ascending. Now when I want the pattern to descend, all I changed was the order of the middle 2 notes within my open triad. This allows us to preserve that chromatic approach tone motion upwards into the next triad. It's kind of a quirky finger buster, and it will probably be a while till it ever shows up in my playing, but it's always fun to hear new sounds. The third one we'll look at is by a man with the username of Soy Rick. As you heard there, we start on a pickup 8th note into the measure, then just walk up the notes of this triad and switch the triad on beat 3. On beat 4, he goes down this triad 1 note and then skips the next note, repeating what we just played on the beginning of this beat down an octave. We smoothly voice lead upwards back into the other triad and arpeggiate up the triad like before, but this time we switch triads earlier on the and of 2. Within this syncopated rhythm, we walk down without playing the 3rd note of this triad, and then switch triads on the and of 4, marking the beginning of the repeat of the pattern. I really like this one because the note pattern itself is rather simple, but it's the rhythm and the timing of the alternating triads that really make it come to life. The fourth we'll look at is by a person with the username of Landing Steve. I took the first measure and extended this pattern fully. We start each measure with a chromatic approach tone and then arpeggiate down the first triad. Then we chromatically approach upwards to the nearest note of the next triad and play one more note up the triad, all within a triplet. Then, on the last beat, we walk down this same triad. We repeat this whole sequence through the next measures. Pretty neat. The fifth and final one that we'll go over today is one by Kieran. What's going on here is that he is playing each triad only 3 notes at a time, but with eighth notes rather than triplets. This causes the alternating triads to land at different parts of each beat. For every first triad, he descends normally. For every second triad, he skips a note by jumping up, then lands on the note he skipped for the final note. Then he begins the next triad by voice leading upwards. What I love about this one is that it's deceptively simple. Kieran is a really impressive player, and he continues this pattern through the keys and even provided everyone in the Shed Club the sheet music he wrote for it. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed those exercises as much as we did. And again, we're putting out a new lesson on a different jazz concept every single week in the Shed Club. And everyone of any level is welcome to participate. We wanted it to be as affordable as possible, so we released it at $8 a month. You can find the link in the description below, and we think you'll get a lot out of it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, please leave a like and subscribe, and let us know what else you'd like to see in the future from us. I'll see you next time.